This is One Voice Radio Media, and today we welcome a special guest into the studio. We have Luke joining us, talking to us in detail about dealing with autism in schools and giving his thoughts about what we can do to improve autism in schools.
Thanks for coming in, Luke. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Yeah.
Pleasure's all ours. Louise, want to ask your first question?
Luke, how are you today?
I'm doing alright, thank you. So.
Very good. Right, who's next?
Can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
My name is Luke Gray, and I'm a 21-year-old autistic individual who loves to draw, to create animations, and to do voice acting.
Lovely. That sounds great. And when are you turning 22?
I'm going to be turning 22 on the 22nd of October, so it's only about less than 2 months.
Oh, right. 'Cause I'm 21 myself. Not like Joe, who's old.
1 year older than you.
A couple months.
Bring my age into
Sorry to the age.
30.
Right. Thanks for that. Who's got question number 3? Does no one know?
Question for Ash.
The Ash Cam.
Yeah,
Alright, do you want to ask yours, mate?
how did autism affect your education in school, Luke?
This might be a little bit of a long one, but I'll try and...
Go. No, you take as long as you need.
Okay then. So, throughout my life, education in autism has been a bit of a rough journey. Mainly since at the time period I was born in, there wasn't exactly as much help regards to people with mental or physical disabilities. And on top of that, it didn't help that it didn't help that the fact that not only myself and my family didn't have much access to support, but because of the lack of knowledge and education I've had, only knowing the bare bones basics, it's caused quite a lot of resentment, loneliness, among many other mental and physical difficulties that's led me to trying to do things by myself all the time without asking for help. But in the long run, it's caused a lot of self-doubt, hatred, and in general, just self-loathing issues. And that has made me suppress a lot of bad memories here and there and only focusing on the bad parts of life. But as I've gotten older, I've tried to be more open about myself and my feelings and my emotions. It's still in a work in progress as I'm still trying to reach out for help here and there, but I have gotten better at dealing with them, with those particular problems here and there.
That was an excellent answer. I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel the same way that you do across the world, especially people, like you said, of your generation, and especially a lot of ones that are older as well.
Yeah.
I think they'd feel the exact same. Great answer. Right, who's got the next question?
Me.
Do you, Matthew? Go on then, mate. You want to ask yours?
Luke, what were your biggest upset in school?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Obstacles, Matthew.
Yeah. It's alright. So what was your biggest obstacles at school?
What were your biggest
Obstacles?
obstacles in school?
Okay.
Probably the biggest ones would have to be socializing and connecting with other people. Because as I mentioned before, because I've not been taught a lot of things, I've mostly just relied in trusting myself and myself only. But as mentioned before, it's caused a lot of problems that has had me doubting myself so much on just about everything that I ended up hating myself for it. And in the long run, I've only just been able to do, what I was trying to say was that as a result of all of that, it's forced me to self-learn a lot of things, ranging from my passions and hobbies to the things that I love in order to understand the world around me. So I would say making friendships and relationships that last in the long run has been perhaps one of, if not the most difficult thing that I've been able to I've been able to achieve given the circumstances of my life.
And it makes me wonder if do you guys feel the same? Did you have any similar experiences when you guys were in school or in college and stuff? Sometimes you found it hard to make relationships, but places like here, you've made some really good friends along the way, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're all good friends in this group. But yeah, that's great. So, who's got the next question?
How do you think school clubs could help with autism?
Oh, that's something I've been waiting to answer, and it's learn early. I cannot stress how much people have missed out during the time period that I was born in, because what my best suggestion is for schools, not just special needs ones, but any kind of school, whether it's primary, secondary, high school, or even college and university. People need to learn these important things early instead of just learning the bare bones and minimum. Because otherwise, they're not going to be able to survive in this kind of world, especially in this modern day and age. It might have been alright for people to just, oh look, once you turn into an adult, that's it, you're off on your own by yourself without any help. No, people need help and support as much as possible throughout their lives, because if they don't, then it's going to only cause problems for them further down the line in their lives. So my best advice is for schools and education to do more than just the bare bones minimum when it comes down to teaching their students and young adults alike.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think, like you said, people shouldn't be afraid to ask for help, because like you said you had to self-learn a lot of things because you were too afraid to ask for help from different people.
Let alone being able to trust them for that matter.
Yeah, the schools should make more of an effort for you to trust them, so the teachers can help. I completely agree. Right, who's got the next question?
Me.
Do you? One then, Matthew?
Luke, what are your dreams for your future?
My dreams and goals for the future is not only to become a freelance animator and artist, but given what I've mentioned about voice acting, I'm also hoping to take it up full time as well. Although, in the end, I might just be able to only do one or two of those things. I'm hoping to be able to do all three of them, because I really want to express myself and my true talents and who I truly am, as well as give a much more positive and easy to understand perspective and view upon artistic individuals, as over the years, much like with anything else, society and most people end up misinterpreting it online, and because of misinformation, they always think that artistic people, or just people with any kind of mental or neurological functioning disability, that they simply can't function in life, when in reality, while they may struggle, they technically can function, if not surpass in some areas here and there. Obviously, even people with disabilities have their strengths and weaknesses. It's not to say that it's impossible for them to live a full, fulfilling life, even despite all the difficulties and troubles that they come across. So I want to prove that even if it does take the next 20 years to be able to achieve those goals and accomplishments, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there, even if it might mean making some sacrifices here and there in order to progress.
Yeah. Well, I've got a question. Obviously, the words that you use are very passionate. You speak very profoundly, and you will. Do you think in the future you could imagine yourself talking about these? Because obviously you've made a start here. Do you think in the future you'd see yourself? You could maybe speak at other places as well. You could go to these high schools and talk. Do you reckon you could do that in the future?
Depending on if I get venues for them and invitations towards them, then I will definitely make the calls to do so. But in the meantime, given that this is my first ever podcast to be in, I think for now, this is good enough on its own.
Yeah, well, you're doing excellent so far. I think we only have one more question. Is it Louise? Yeah?
Luke, is there anything you like to ask us?
Oh, that's a little bit. To be perfectly honest, I don't really have any questions.
Yeah, no, that's completely fine. Do any of you guys want to add anything on to the end? Do any of you have anything else that you want to ask Luke?
What's your ambitions?
Well, as I've mentioned before, my ambitions is to become a freelance animator and artist, but also a voice actor as well.
Yeah. So did you have a look at some of the equipment downstairs?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, if you're not in any rush to leave after, maybe you could give it a whirl. You could have a look at some of the animation stuff that they do downstairs.
Yeah, I'll take a look at them before we go.
Yeah. Brilliant. Everyone else all right? Do you want to ask something, Matthew? Go on then, mate.
I got a question. I asked a question about voice acting live. I don't know.
You got a question about voice acting?
Yeah, voice acting, yeah. Voice acting, I'm very good at it because my voice acting is good, it's very funny, and I got any cartoon to my voice acting and my body language and
No, is this actually a question?
Sorry.
What did you want to ask him? What's your question?
What is your biggest future voice actors?
So like what you're asking him, like what would he love to do the most if he was to do voice acting?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's like your dream with voice acting?
I look for anything.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's so much media out there, from video games to TV shows. There's just so much I could list off on, but I probably wouldn't have time to go all of them. But I think if I was to give one example of a character that I would love to voice over, not as an official voice, but more so as a fan, as a part of fan-made content, is a character known as the Snatcher from a game called A Hat in Time, made by Gears for breakfast.
Oh, brilliant! Sounds good.
Awesome.
Right, I think we'll leave it there then. Thank you, Luke, for coming in and talking to us.
You're very welcome.
It's been a pleasure. Have you guys enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Think you've learned something interesting? Yeah. Yeah.
Can I do my voice? I think voice.
Do you have a question?
No, I need
Right, we can do it later on.
We do it later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good man. Right, thanks anyway.
Thank you so much for this.
Let's go. Right.